Hey guys. I'm just going to wait a minute for people to pop on. I know this is mostly an Australia group. Well, it really essentially is. So I'm not even actually sure what time it is there. It's probably like 9 in the morning, maybe Saturday. I'm not sure, but you guys can watch the replay on this. But I will just wait a few minutes and kind of tell you what I'm going to talk about today. So the first thing that I want to talk about in this group is social media. Okay, so we are network marketers and we market basically on social media. Everything is relationships and relationships online. So I'm just gonna, some people are requesting to join the group as I'm on here, so I'm gonna quickly accept them so they can watch as well. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down actually into a lot of different topics so you guys can kind of take notes and learn as you go. And you know, this is in no way the only way to do it, and I'm just gonna give you like my best tips and tricks that I know have worked and from different panels that I've watched online with, you know, people who are at the top of their company. And how they got there. So I just want to start off by saying that, you know, in this day and age, everything is online, whether that's on social media or you have a website or a blog or something. You truthfully are doing a disservice if you aren't promoting your business online. And, you know, just everything is moving towards social commerce. So it's important. And it's important to me as, you know, members of my team that we really do it in a classy and uplifting and smart way. Okay, so there's a lot of distractions on social media, just so many. It's like a sinkhole. You can literally get so distracted by other people that, you know, it essentially, I'm gonna turn off my, it can essentially ruin you. Okay, you know, there's a lot of competition out there. This is a female-driven business, and I just want you guys to be able to identify and personalize your social media platforms, identify your brand, and as we get close to launching in Australia, there's so much that you can be doing, and I want us to be classy, professional women, because that's what we are. Okay, a lot of us have professional backgrounds. Probably most of us work, and a lot of us are really educated. And, you know, there's just a great way to do it, and there's a, you know, a not so great way to do it, okay? But just remember that this is not the only way. I just want to help you take it to the next level and really empower you and help you think about how you're branding yourself. Okay, so I'm going to break it up into different topics, and I realize the time zones are so crazy, but you know, people can watch the replay and things like that. And I'm going to try and make it short and sweet and to the point, and I have notes to make sure that I covered everything that I wanted to cover, because I've done videos on this before, and then I get off and I'm like, oh no, you know, I forgot this or whatever. Okay, so these are the areas that I'm going to cover and that I want you to think about social media do's and don'ts, okay? So we're going to talk about photos. We're going to talk about the intro section of your profile, like the About Me section. We're going to talk about your friends list, your friends and your follower settings, and just basically all of your privacy settings. We're going to talk about attraction marketing, and essentially this is how I've built a multi-million-dollar business, you know, in under 4 years. It is attraction marketing, it is social media, and it actually is just mind-blowing at what you can do using social media the correct way, and, you know, building those relationships and nurturing them, and, you know, being approachable and being real and being authentic on your social media profile and Instagram and all those types of things. Okay, we're going to talk about the fifth thing is posting on social media and the actual Facebook algorithm. Okay, so there is a science to Facebook. There really is. And there have been like so many different changes as I've come through this business, you know, what those tech people are doing behind the scenes, and it affects our audience, and it affects like our content and who's seeing it. Okay, so it's important that we cover that. And the last thing that we're going to talk about is relationships. Okay, Okay, so I'm going to actually walk you through some of my Facebook things and teach you and show you and give you tangible things that you can, look back and look at later. Okay, so the first thing we said we're going to talk about is photos. Okay, so here is my Facebook profile. Okay, so let's talk about your cover photo. Your cover photo is something that you want people to be attracted to right away. You don't want it to be anything to do with your products or, your company, essentially. It can be about your company, but in a more, unsalesy type of way, okay? So something great to think about is, a quote that, really means something to you or is powerful and it uplifts you, because believe it or not, we open up our Facebook profile so often, okay? So it's really important that it's something that means something to you. So I'll kind of scroll through some of mine so that you get an idea. But like I said, you want to keep it professional and attractive, okay? So I love this quote that I have up here for so many reasons. And, like I said, social media is very distracting. There are a lot of personalities. There's a lot of content. There's a lot of things going out there that will distract you. So I want this to be something that you can come to, that centers you, that inspires you, that motivates you, because you open it quite often, okay? So this is an Australia thing as we prep for the launch. This was a trip that I earned last year. I'm actually going to be going on this trip in like a month. So that was something, I had up there to remind me. Let me just quickly, this is a trip that I'm running for RFX Circle. So I hit RFX Circle in 2016. I'm an RFX Circle leader for 2017, and I am running again for RFX Circle for 2018. So this is the trip to France, okay? So you get the idea. I want to see that picture. I want to work hard. It's something that's important to me, okay? So find something that is you and that will, motivate you, okay? So the next thing, you don't want your products or anything like that in there. You can have your family and things like that, but, when people come to your profile, I want you to remember that they're joining you in business, okay? They're not joining your family. They're not joining your products. They're not joining, a specific sale. They're joining you. And so we have to reinvent our social media and attract people to who we are and what we have to offer people, okay? Life-changing skincare and a life-changing financial business investment, okay? So that was the first photos. Oop. So the next thing is your profile picture, okay? So you never want your profile picture to be, your dog or like a diagram of something. You never want it to be your company logo. You want it to be of you, your beautiful smiling face, and you want it to be, it can be professional or it can just be like a good selfie that you take of yourself, but you want it to be inviting, okay? So when someone comes to your profile, they're attracted to you and, they're like, oh, there she is. They want to see you and they want to relate to you, okay? The next thing I want you to think about as far as photos, and I'm going to cover this when we talk about posting on Facebook and things like that, but if you're posting something on Facebook and you have a quote or something, catchy photos are, so important. So you'll notice that when I post in my team pages, if I have something to say, or like the post that I did in this group earlier on, for instance, I posted like discussion topics. You want a picture that catches people's eye and, some writing with it, whatever you're trying to get across, okay? Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about me or intro section, okay? So this is new and they're making a lot of amazing changes to this. So the first thing that, sorry, I have notifications, but the first thing I want you to do is to look at this section here, okay? I don't want it to be like 10 or 12 things. You want it to be like 3 or 4 highlighting points that when people come, it sums up you. Okay, so here I have a Voice of the Field member at Rodan & Fields, which is, made up of all RFX Circle achievers, and, only 90 were picked out of like 250. So I'm, really proud that I'm on that committee. RFX Circle Achiever, Lexus Earner. I'm married to Lane. I'm from Alberta, and in here are my followers, okay? So notice how I don't have, you know, all of my past history, like work history and things like that. I used to, but you know, it just gets to be really long and distracting. And if you have like went to this college and this college and this and worked here and here and here, I see some people, this is not directed at anyone, just in general, when I go to people's profiles and they have like 15 things there, like their entire work history. So you can get this section by going here. There's that little tab, edit, and it will open up and you can, you know, check off the things that you want to check off. So I have like my work history there and some education and things like that. So you can, you know, put it in the order that you want and make it amazing. Okay, the next thing that you want to do is they have this little intro section here, and you have like a certain number of characters here. You can open this up and type in some text that describes you, okay? So mine says ask, believe, receive, and that is really powerful to me because it's like attraction marketing, or the law of attraction, which is just, it's so big in my life and I want to always remember, so I have it there so that I can see it. So you might want to have something there like, you know, whatever's important to you, or one of your favorite quotes or something like that, okay? So a little intro about your that, you know, people can go and look at, okay? The next thing is they have like 5 featured photos that you can pick up. So before, people would go and see, you know, all of the photos right there that you were tagged in. Well, they have something awesome now where you can have 5 favorite photos or featured photos that you want people to see when they come to your profile. So here is me and my daughter, here is my family, here is, you know, you guys and your Australian teams I'm so proud of. Here's like a business article that I was written on in the cover of a magazine, and here is, you know, my team trophy. So those are just things that I'm so proud of and I want people to see when they come to it. And I mix it up here and there, but you know, it can be like your favorite photos of yourself. It can be, you know, your family, or it can be like just a great picture so people can come and that's the first thing they see. Okay, so they're featured there right on your timeline and you kind of engage people right away. Okay, so that's the section that I want you to look at and work at, and let's just get everybody's profiles looking amazing and professional and attractive to everyone, okay? So the next thing I want to talk about is your friends list, okay? So I'm going to show you again how to edit this section. Okay, so here is your friends section. So here you can see how many friends I have. We can see that now because I'm logged in as me, but other people can't see that. So I want you to click on your friends section, okay? And I want you to go over to this tiny little manage section, okay? Like the little pen, and you can click on it and edit your friends list privacy, okay? So it says here, who can see your friends list? Only me. Okay, so when you go to my profile, you are not going to see how many friends I have, and you are not going to see my list of friends, okay? Because, you know, I'm just going to be real with y'all right now. You know, there are people in other different network marketing companies, you know, maybe even people you know and things like that, that will try to take your contacts and recruit them to their business, believe it or not, okay? So be protective of your list of friends, and, you know, just keep that hidden, okay? The next thing is following. Who can see the people, pages, and lists that you follow? I have that set to only me. Really, you know, you can do whatever with that section. And then followers. Who can see your followers on your timeline? And it's public. And what that means is, you know, we can click here. Oh wait. Okay, sorry. Let's go back to here. Really, that means if somebody sends you a friend request and you are maxed out on your friends, which I am, it will auto follow you, okay? So I'm going to close this section, and you can only have like I don't even know, 5,000 friends or something like that, okay? So here, you know, it'll show you how many people are following you, and and what that means. You know, so it's important that you go and change those settings. But what's important is, you know, that you accept the friend requests that you get as you're building your business, and that you remember that you now have a business that is open to everyone, okay? So we're not discriminating against other people. You know, what happened in high school or, you know, junior high or whatever, it's a thing of the past. You know, we're all adults now, and they may know somebody that would be really interested in your business, okay? So go in and accept. Jen is calling me. So it's important that you go in and accept your friend requests and things like that. And I'm going to talk to you about, you know, a magic number of friends that is kind of important and will benefit your business. And I'm going to talk to you about how to get more friends and more followers and things like that to help really grow your business. Okay? Hey, Jen, I'll call you in a minute. Love you. Okay, so friends list, make sure you go and do that. So the magic number for friends and for, you know, engagement in your posts and things like that is 2,500. Okay, that's kind of the magic number that you want to strive towards and get to. Okay, and you know, you want to eventually get up to 5,000 friends and, you know, build your followers. Because why are followers important on your timeline? It shows people that you know what you're doing. Okay, it shows people that you have content that is interesting. You know, they want to learn from you, and, you know, you're like a professional in your industry. Okay, so it just gives you that added credibility. Okay, so here's some tips to get more friends and more followers. So you're going to join some interest groups on Facebook. So, and we're going to talk about branding and posting and things like that, but maybe you have an interest in like crafts or cooking or horseback riding. I want you to go to Facebook and type in, like, you know, that topic, and there's going to be some interest groups that pop up, and you can go in and start networking and building relationships with people who have the same interests as you. Okay, so maybe you post an amazing recipe, or you see somebody post an amazing recipe and you ask them like, oh, that looks so good, I'm gonna try that, I'll let you know how it turns out. And then you can message them and talk to them about that and build that relationship with people. This is a people business, okay? It is a relationship business, and you want to be likable and approachable to, you know, most people, okay? So that's a way that you can go in and increase your friends and things like that. If you have more comments or questions about that, just you can post below and I can answer those questions as we go, as more people hop on, okay? So part of like the activity that I did to build my base of friends and increase my followers and, you know, build this business to what I have is, you know, I went in and I added people on Facebook every day. Okay. 5 to 10 people a day as I was growing it. And, you know, it didn't take long before I was maxed up on friends and I had, you know, tons of people and leads to talk to on an ongoing basis. Okay. So, in these interest groups, if you decide that you're going to join these interest groups, there's also different groups like network marketing groups. So you can join like, you know, Australian network marketers or, you know, network marketers, you know, wherever you live. And you can go in and then sometimes they have like these friend ladders where someone will post something and then you add all the friends that have commented their names. And that's a way to strike up conversations with those people too. And you might make some really good friends along the way. Okay, so that's it for friends list. I'm going to go on to attraction marketing. Okay, so attraction marketing is essentially building an online voice and brand for yourself. So to identify your brand, okay, you have to identify who you are. What are your interests? What can people generally expect to see you post on social media? What do you stand for? What does Rodan and Fields stand for? So when I think of Rodan and Fields, I think of, educated, brilliant doctors. I think of name brand credibility. I think of premium skincare that works. It's more extravagant. I think of beautiful women empowering other women to be the best version of themselves. And so everything has a brand, okay? Target has a brand. Whatever it is, Payless, they have these brands and they stay true. Their marketing stays true to their brand. So this is exactly the same thing, okay? You are going to identify and brand yourself. So you can go onto YouTube and look up attraction marketing. You can go and watch The Secret on Netflix, or you can pick up that book. It talks about the law of attraction, and that is like how I live my life, and it's everything to me, okay? So you go onto YouTube and type in branding, how to brand yourself. There's people out there that can help you, and there's templates, but essentially you're going to want to identify, 4 or 5 things that make up your brand. Okay. So what can everybody consistently expect from your Facebook profile? So from me, they can expect I'm going to post about my family and my kids. My son has just been recently diagnosed with autism, so I'm going to, post about that. It's near and dear to my heart, and we've been going through a very difficult time since September. So I, have built some friends with that. I'm going to post about my business and show myself in with the products, like some before and after pictures that can showcase the products, things that I love. I'm going to post about my business and what it's doing for me, like lifestyle marketing type things. You're not going to see me post things like, this is on sale, buy this product, join my team, looking for one more person. That's not what people are looking for. They don't want to go to your timeline and find a running Rodan and Fields commercial. Okay, that's the quickest way to be unfriended and unfollowed by people. Okay, so we have to mix it up, and we have to add tremendous value to people's lives. Okay, so people are going to have a need or a problem. Okay, they're having trouble with their skin, they're unhappy, they have low confidence with their skin, maybe they need money, so they're going back to work, or they're unhappy with their financials. So there's a need and a problem. Okay, you have to be the solution. Okay, so we have to present our opportunity and business in as solving these problems. Okay, so you're not going to do that by messaging people and telling them about this business opportunity and telling them about skincare when they haven't identified or told you that they're interested, or that there is a problem. Okay, so when you post about your business and things that are coming to Australia, you want to post it in a way that is lifestyle marketing. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few examples. So, or identifying or sharing those results and those benefits. Okay, so for example, I'm here visiting my mom at the lake, and it's beautiful, it's serene, it's quiet. I could take a picture of the lake and say, this is my office for the day. And that would be attractive to people who are stuck in a cubicle at work, or, they're on their feet, or they're miserable in their job, and they don't necessarily know what you're doing. And you can then strike up a conversation about that. Okay, so that's the type of thing. So I'm going to talk about now posting on social media and things that you can do that are really going to help you. So Facebook algorithm. If you post something on social media, you generally want to keep your Rodan and Fields posts or your quotes or things that are attractive to people public, okay? So your followers will see that. So people who follow you can only see your public posts, and then your friends can see, everything that's available to friends. So if you have posts about your business, it's important to keep it public, because some of your friends are going to like that. And if it's public, their friends are then going to see that they liked it. Okay. And you'll notice you're going to get more interaction from people, and some of those people are not going to be your friends. And then, that's a way to strike up conversation with people as well. So the Facebook algorithm is if you post something and you get 15 likes within 15 minutes, Facebook deems that quality content, and that is posted and re-put up at the top of your newsfeed. Okay, so essentially, the more likes, the more shares, and the more interaction and comments you get on this post, Facebook is like, oh, and reshares it again. Okay, and you show up in people's feed again. Now, another thing that you have to know is that when people go onto their phone, they generally only scroll back 90 minutes. Okay, maybe 2 hours. So if you haven't posted anything in the last 90 minutes, you're not going to show up in anyone's newsfeed. Okay, so it's important that we post frequently. It's important that we post quality content because, it's not important that you post about Rodan and Fields every 2 hours. It's just important that you show up in people's news feeds and that you're on people's minds and they see what's going on. And the more that they see what's going on and the more content and quality content you provide people, the more attractive you become and the more interested they're going to be in what you're doing. Okay? So there's a lot of people that are really good at network marketing and posting on social media. So what else? I got my notes here. So another thing you want to remember. Okay, so oftentimes you'll be scrolling through Facebook and you'll find something that's, awesome, you love it, and you want to share it, okay? Now that you're in the online business, you don't want to share other people's content. You want people to be sharing your content, okay? So if you see something that you love, save the image, copy the text, and post it on your timeline as your own, okay? Because if you share someone else's content, you're driving more business towards that person. And there's some things that you want to do that anyways, but in most situations, I would rather have you post that on your page for people to see than share someone else's information, okay? So, but then the more you're going to be tracking how many likes and things that you're getting and how many shares, and then you're going to be evaluating, what your audience likes. So take note of the posts that get a lot of likes and a lot of comments and do more of that. Chances are it's when you're being yourself, when you're being real, when you're being funny, when you're being relatable. Okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to be yourself. And when you copy other people's content, it's fine. It's better if it comes from you and you can change it into your own words. So that's another thing. You're going to see, a lot of Rodan and Fields posts, and you're going to want to save it and copy it and put those exact words because you think it's so catchy and it's perfect. And a lot of times it is. But if you're posting something, that doesn't sound like you or sounds like someone else, your audience and your friends are going to see right through it. So you're going to want to sound like you, okay? Turn it into your own words and be yourself, okay? You're going to figure out your brand, who you are, and how you want to be portrayed, okay? So another thing is when you're doing posts, try to keep it short and sweet. Like, when you have to go and you see something that says like see more and then there's like this much text, like oftentimes you don't read it, okay? So short and sweet and to the point where people don't have to click see more to read a big long thing. There's a time and place for those type of posts, but just generally speaking, people aren't going to take the time to read a big long thing, okay? So we're moving on to top network marketers and people who I have followed and learned from and studied with for 4 years talk about how the most, how should I say this? You want to post 3 to 5 times a day, Monday to Friday. Okay. And if you're not super active on social media right now, you're probably like, what? No. Okay, so I get that, and you're gonna want to work yourself up to it. But remember, if you post like you have a 24-hour period or like an 18-hour period and people are awake and you know that they only scroll back 90 minutes, then you want to pop into their news feed at some point. So if you're posting, every 3 to 4 hours, every 3 hours you post something that's, fits into that brand that we talk about, those 4 or 5 things, then you're going to be on people's mind. And you're also going to have a lot of content for them to scroll through and see that you're not just about Rodan and Fields, that there's more to you, okay? And that's really important. On the weekend, they say, 2 to 3 times a day. So just make a mental note of that and work your way up to it, okay? Let's see here. Okay, so another thing that a lot of people are going to be asking about is, should I create a Facebook page or a group? Okay, and they don't want to post on their public timeline or, where all their friends are and stuff like that. They're uncomfortable, they feel self-conscious, and I get that. I remember really feeling that pressure when I first started. And so I posted, few and far between. So I just want you guys to think about something for a minute. So the minute that you join Rodan and Fields, people are going to have an opinion about it either way. And you just have to remember that nothing that we do is going to please everyone, okay? It's, we have tons of female friends on Facebook, and, we're just, we form these opinions, and, as open-minded as people try to be, they're going to think like, oh God, she's too skinny. Oh, she's too fat. Oh, she works too hard. Oh, like she's so lazy and she stays home. She has no ambition. She posts too much about this. They're going to form an opinion about it. And, it just doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. All that matters is how you think and feel about yourself. And if you love it, and you're excited about that, show that to other people. They're going to feel your energy and be attracted to it. And they're going to be like, whoa, that girl is going places, because, you don't care what other people think, okay? Those people don't pay your bills. Those people don't live your life. Those people have opinions anyways, okay? So grow in your own belief and be excited about it, because people are drawn and attracted to people who are passionate about what they're doing, okay? So I talked about relationships already and maintaining and nurturing those relationships with people. So I know someone asked about, like, how do you reach out to people about your business and things like that. Be interested. Be interested in what everybody is doing, and, reach out to people and catch up with them about what's going on in their life. If you have some people that are on your dream team and things like that, just go start loving on some of their posts and comment on their stuff. So have you ever noticed the Facebook algorithm that you always see the same people in your newsfeed all the time? Facebook is like, wow, these two people like each other, so they show you more of that, okay? So if you're seeing some stuff, or you're seeing like just a bunch of Rodan and Fields stuff, from us or, other pre-enrollees and things like that, go and unfollow some people. Don't unfriend people, but go unfollow some people. And, start liking and commenting on people who you're wanting to bring into you. Okay, so that they start seeing this content that you're now thinking and putting thought into posting on social media. Okay, so people are going to notice a big change in what you're doing, and they're going to feed off that. Okay, so just start nurturing and being relatable and being likable and adding value to people's lives, and that's how you're going to have people join you in business. Okay, so also, you're going to want to, we're going to talk about how to reach out to people and create a list, and, how to present your opportunity, okay? So there's different skills in network marketing and in Rodan and Fields that you can absolutely learn, and you can absolutely become a professional at these and draw in so many people to you and have unlimited leads and unlimited potential for your business, okay? So I hope that some of these like tips and tricks and my do's and don'ts on social media helped. I'm just going to make sure that I covered everything. Just remember to, you have a business that's open to everyone, and it's online now, okay? So you want it to be open, which means you want to post about it, okay? But another thing is with these relationships, it's you don't want to alienate anyone, okay? You don't want to post about controversial topics that will eliminate immediately like half of your potential customer base, okay? So for example, I just see people posting about, the election in the United States and stuff like that. And, maybe this is just an example. I don't put my political opinion on social media. If I were to bash one party or one candidate over the other, then I've basically just eliminated, or turned off like half of my audience, okay? So you don't want to talk about religion or controversial topics or politics or air your dirty laundry on Facebook or, talk about your divorce or talk about, something that happened, okay? So yes, Facebook is a highlight reel of people's life, and yes, it is not always reality. I get that, I do. But because we have an online business and because we are social media, network marketers now, you don't want to eliminate people that you could potentially change their life. So just be open and be real and be you. And every time you want to post something, I want you to think about, is this true to my brand? Is this me? Does this appeal to people? Am I going to offend people? And I mean, there's things that you're going to post that are, funny and, relatable to people and things like that. And, you can make a joke about certain things. Like that is very appealing to people. But do it in a way that other people can relate to you and that they're like, yes, I get that. Okay. So there's bumps in the roads and things happen to us and we're real people, like having toddlers and living our life and things like that. And instead of doing like an entire rant about how awful, life was today, you can do something funny about, a post like, hey, be nice out there to people. Like you never know who lost a battle with a toddler today. And so people can know that you had a rough day and they can relate to it. And so there's a way to do that people can relate to too, that makes you more real and, not necessarily just a highlight reel of social media. So I love you guys. I hope this helped. And if you didn't catch it, watch the replay and post any questions you have below and I'll answer. And I sure hope I didn't forget anything. But I love you guys. Mwah. Have an amazing day.